What up, my freaks? RuinousInsight here with part 46 of my Total Warhammer 3 Zhatan the Black Immortal Empires campaign. So as we saw last time, Zharr had himself one of the best battles in the campaign so far, fighting off Imric and his dragon pals, and taking quite a bit of damage for his trouble. A little bit surprising in some ways, but not as surprising considering the relative basic troops that this army currently has, though that will soon be changing as our transfers are nearly here. Speaking of, let's move you down to Sump Pit, or at least close to it, close as we can. And then we'll be transferring probably next turn or so, depending on how far these guys can travel over the next couple of turns yet again. Yeah, you guys will also have to be transferring a bunch of stuff, and we'll have to figure out who will do what, as in who will have what kind of units remain, and then who will just transfer them away. Anyway, Zharr, you are going to move down to Spike Peak, and we're going to take that together with Syndraz here, and auto-resolve it. That should allow us to heal next turn, I hope. And I really hope that that auto-resolve was not actually going to kill that Doggo unit, or the Wolf Raider unit, rather. You move up to here, please. Maybe I should have had Syndraz attack rather than Zharr. Nah, all too late now. And okay, no, the auto-resolve is now fine. Hopefully. Alright, yeah, we're fine. Oh, we got a Razor Standard for that. Alrighty, well, that's certainly a nice pickup, and a factory for you, friendo. And hey, Zharr has perfect vigor, and got a potion of healing. Oh, fan-frickin-tastic. And I don't mean that sarcastically. I genuinely mean fan-frickin-tastic, because we lacked one for Astrogoth, but now we will have one. There's also a bunch of blue items and green items that I will be giving to units. Between the episodes, I went ahead and destroyed a bunch of gray items and a few green items, so we have a bunch of new green and blue stuff that isn't assigned that I'll be doing at some point, and then when I do, I'll just tell you guys about it so I can do it off screen and not waste precious screen time. Anyway, speaking of Astrogoth, you should be able to auto-resolve Help It because it's a bunch of garbage in there, and I don't believe there's anybody nearby to punish you for it, so auto-resolve this. Let's give the Banner of Eternal Flame, I don't know, it doesn't really matter who for now. Gleaming Pennant again doesn't matter, auto-resolve. And we will occupy it as Tier 5. Very, very nice. Alrighty, and with every Tier 5 tower, ooh, we got the Hobgoblin Bivouacs here as well. Well, we don't need to replace anything here, but what we do need is the Wolf Tamer and the Mega Mortar. Like so, and then we'll probably replace this with something else. I'm just thinking one of these guys, like Kigel Skolson, can be... Oh, he's a Sorcerer Prophet, damn, I was hoping he was an Overseer. Yeah, well then we'll probably delete you, but we need an army to follow Astrogoth around with a bunch of goblins, and we'll just build one here, probably. Alrighty, well... that at least is going reasonably well. How many more turns do we have until one of the convoys return? We just got to keep an eye on it because we will need to transfer more heroes to new convoys. Just to double check, we already milled these two, or actually I did between the episodes. There's more Demonsmith Sorcerers to put in places, but we'll figure that out after. What we need to do is get a couple temporary lords around here. It doesn't really matter which ones, other than ones that are destructive. Let's get you, Vengeful. And what the heck are you doing, game? Why did it go up here? What are you doing? Alrighty, well, either way. Tech Thief is back. Alright, the level 1 Tech Thief. I can't wait to delete the useless Tech Thieves, but for now, the exiled ones do have to stay. You're gonna be here, and you're gonna help defend. Oh, and I just realized, wait, can we get another Sorcerer Prophet here? Yes, we can. Oh, lovely. Let's get... Ooh, Needful is actually pretty good. I don't want to get rid of a Needful one. We could do Lore of Metal... Yeah, Searing Doom on this, though the problem there is it's, yeah, these guys are not going to be able to hold long enough to make use of too many Searing Dooms. At least with Lore of Fire, we also have access to the big spells. And we could do Lore of Hashut. We'll do Lore of Hashut for this one. Alright, let's do aggressive. Like so. Yes, yes, yes. Things are finished. Magic item this turn. Swell. Alrighty, let's prepare these guys to fight next turn and then promptly be deleted. You are not at a high enough level to have a Bale Taurus. One level short, in fact. So I guess Lamasu, maybe? These guys all do... Huh. Wait a second. Does the Lamasu aura make... Does it make demons not do magical damage? Huh. That's interesting. Not that it matters in this particular situation, but still kind of interesting. I'm just wondering whether that's actually worth more than having the Bale Taurus, which will dish out more damage. It's not like these guys have any physical resistance on them anyway, so it's not really relevant. You know what, I think we're still gonna go with Great Taurus for the extra damage. Although it'll have a lot less melee defense and won't be able to be dueling as well. Though whether you'd be able to duel a Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Nurgle is still kind of unlikely. No, you know what? Keep the Lamasu for this. Then we're going to go with spells, namely Kindle Flame, Burning Head, anything that does a lot of damage. We'll go Thirst for Magic, because we're going to delete him right afterwards anyway. We'll go Cascading Fire Cloak, I think. Maybe Fireball for spammage. Careful casting. I don't think we're gonna win, but if we can at least damage the army enough so that it's basically useless to the enemy, then that would be just swell. Let's go Fireball, and let's go Inspiring Presence, or wait, or Unyielding Command. Unyielding Command is slightly better. Alright, let's do that. Alrighty, and then the same sort of thing with you. Oh, you actually have enough for the Bale Taurus, you just aren't on it. Alrighty, well, we'll see what they do. You stay here, we're going to max out your Thirst for Magic, your Unyielding Command, your Careful Casting, and Burning Wrath, Killing Fire. Probably... How much mana do you start with? Only 50. So we can only cast maybe 1 or 2 big spells. Dark Subjugation is probably a waste of mana. Might cast Ash Storm, but somewhat unlikely. I would rather cast Flames of Asgore or possibly Hellhammer, depending on how the enemy sort of positions itself. Otherwise, I think that's about it. So let's get to you... And I guess we could put another point in Curse of Heart. No, I'm saying, it doesn't do enough damage considering the mana cost, so I'm not going to bother. Inspiring Presence. Once again, I expect both of these guys to die, but with them there, they should at least be able to banish a few Nurglings. I hope. We shall see. Either way, that doesn't change the fact that you, Scaff, are going to hit the Shattered Stone. I'm just going to ignore this little army here. Auto-resolve that, and occupy it as... Yeah, wow. Damn. 917. That's quite a bit. Occupy as factory, please. And unit capacity increase for Infernal Ironsworn. Now, we could have used that earlier, but sure, game. Still not like it's something we don't appreciate. And then keep building everything up here. Let's go for that gunsmith here immediately, but we won't build anything at Shattered Stone Bay because, well, it'll probably be destroyed next turn. Alrighty, Zhatan, you are headed down the coast towards... You got, what, 2-3 turns before you get there? Yeah, and down here. Alrighty, and then you guys, land on the coastline, please. Both of you. Oh, you're already at Libaros. Wait, maybe you can thief some tech immediately. Watch him die. Watch him die at first attempt. Oh, you can't steal tech right now? That's disappointing. And you can't land. That didn't quite work out like I wanted to. Drash has the Razor Standard. Yeah, he can use one. He can use one. That's fine. Oh, he actually did succeed. Wasn't that swell? We're at 596 now, which is pretty good. Out of curiosity... This is now at 1 turn. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And in fact, I believe we're going to go for Arms Monopoly now so that we can get Convoy Cartographers. Although Workforce Dictats might be worth our time. No, it's probably better to get Convoy Cartographers. Alrighty, that looks pretty nice. Next up, Yobaz. We're not going to have you take this. Let's have Ulrichrish Zharhand take this. And the rest of you, well, I guess you can move nearby as well. No, move nearby, move nearby. That guy get close enough? No. I just want to make sure that the auto-resolve is as favorable to us as we can make it. So you're going to go here, and you're going to auto-resolve this. I did not check whether anybody died. Okay, but this is the army that's going to be deleted in a few turns anyway. Occupy this as factory. Yes. And Syndraz has an Obsidian Lodestone, but he does not need it. Who the heck is Syndraz? Wait, who is Damn it! Now I'm gonna have to look for whoever Syndraz is. probably somebody out. Oh, it's this guy, okay. Yeah, I'll do those manually. I don't want anybody to be holding on to items that they don't necessarily need to be holding on to because it's annoying to deal with. Scaff, you are no longer needed. Not the real Scaff, the fake Scaff. Goodbye. Alright, and Yobaz, you can start heading out towards Nagashazar. I'm a little bit concerned about the plagues here, but it's fine. In fact, wait, go here. Stay in our territory. You can jump over to Nagashazar next turn rather than do it that way. And, ooh, wait. Maybe Kugath is heading towards us. I wonder, Yobaz, I'd love for you to fight Kugath. That would be quite fun. And Troop Train, you are actually going to sail out. Or actually run out this way. You need to transfer the Hell Cannons and stuff to Scaff. In fact, what we could do... We could have you build an Overseer. Bellicose and there's an exiled Overseer. Swell. Exiled here. And you, my exiled friend, are going to keep on... I don't know, Lamasu for now. More importantly, get Brutal Disciplinarian and Harsh Master. We're going to transfer all the Gobos to you, and you're going to follow around our Goblin friends, and you're going to buff up the Goblins in general, so Fervent Fodder out of this, and Firing Drills for the ranged Gobos. Like so, Unyielding Command, and Rally, and Lucky Lackeys might get Artillery in this army. But also might not, so I'm not going to bother spending the points on it right now. Just in case, let's get Headdress of Zharr, and let's get Tyrant. Lovely. And then we're going to transfer Troop Train stuff to you. Alrighty. And that looks like it will be workable. Alright, who's up next? Thrunbaj. You are supposed to head towards Ungrim Iron Fist. Now, you cannot take the settlement, but you can go right out here, perhaps in camp stance. And see if he's willing to attack you. He should be willing. He's got, frankly, a better army than we do. In fact, I am now very concerned about this, but, well, too late to think about that now. You are going to go for Voice of Hashut, for the Vigor Loss Reduction, and... Huh. You know what, I just realized this is useless. This is completely useless. Maybe we're gonna go for Thirst for Magic instead then. So originally I was gonna go for the Vigor Loss Reduction for the Bull Centaurs. However, our research, Temple Training, will give us perfect Vigor for Bull Centaur Renders. So that means... there's absolutely no point in doing that. So Thirst for Magic will give us, well, more magic, so I guess we're better off doing that. And we only have the one level in Gehenna's Golden Hounds. You actually don't have a lot of magic either. Oh. Yeah, this army is gonna be interesting to fight. We're gonna get you guys some points. Let's put Temple Guardian on all of them so that they survive a little bit more. This is the thing. They're all too low levels, so we're gonna be replacing every single one of them. There's no need to keep them around at a level this low when we can start off at level 35, and I'd rather they be more survivable to help out the attack here. Too bad we can't re-recruit the same ones with a higher level. Oh wow, you can't even go into this. Just go hard to hit then. Alright. Let's do that and we'll see. We do have an Overseer plus the Gorth of the Cruel coming up here as well, so... and they should be able to join the fray shortly. Overseer... up you go. You are an actual Overseer, right? And I did give you Unyielding Command, Brutal Disciplinarian, yes? Yes. Alrighty, preparing to fight Ungrim. Hopefully he'll attack us as soon as we end the turn, which I'm excited at the prospect of. If the battle's as good as Imric battle, and then it'll be very nice. I swear this guy's already been at sea for a turn. Huh, weird. Hopefully he's not stuck in there. Let's let Usher giggle. Alrighty, Troop Train, you are heading to Draj to give him the Kadai, so down you go. Raiders and Naz, you're also at sea. Raider Magmas, you are at, well, you're heading out to here, so let's go here. And then you'll head into the sea lane next turn. Delete. Ah, you have arrived. Good. Okay, so you were at least not stuck. Now you are actually going to go here, and you're going to grab the stuff that we'll be transferring to Zhatan, namely the other two trains. And, well, I guess these guys as well. They all need to be transferred. Kigel Skolson, you are going to continue staying here and defending the place. Astrogoth cannot move, so I guess both of you are just going to sit here until you're ready. Alrighty. Can you do any useful global recruitment? No. I mean, I guess we could increase centaur capacity. Oh wow, no we cannot. Nowhere near being able to increase centaur capacity. Alright, we'll wait until the research is completed and then we'll do it. What about you guys? Well, first of all, we're gonna send a couple mages out, so 1 and 2. It doesn't really matter which one joins which. And you can join this one. Alrighty, and you are the Lure of Death. You can also have 4 Hobgoblin Archers, and then we'll need 2 Magma Cannons to round out the army. The Magma Cannons... Yeah, I guess we could get the capacity. Alright, Hellforge, more capacity for War Machines. Ugh, it's getting real expensive now. We may have to start putting in some more Hell Cannons in a few armies just because we have no other capacities. Not a big deal, mind you, but, you know. Yeah, I really wish we didn't have to give up Magma Cannons to recruit Death Shriekers. It's kind of silly, considering. But anyway. And it's silly only by virtue of the fact that, once again, why would we? Why would we build the one when the other is so much better? Other than variety's sake, which is exactly why I'm going to be building some. Alrighty, anyway, Troop Train. You do not need to recruit anything further. You are recruiting stuff for now. You're all good. Tech Thieves, it's time for you. At least a few more turns of Tech Thievery, at which point we will be at... Wrong place. You know what? Start going this way. Wait, can Quintex... no, it's still screwy. Okay, so go somewhere else. Alrighty, next Tech Thieves, or who the heck is Bruzux? Oh, these guys. Yes, these are all supposed to join Astrogoth. So north you go when you're ready. And do we have any more available for us? Nope, just Demonsmith Sorcerers, which we will also be putting in places, but we want to keep specifically an eye out on the Demonsmith Sorcerers of Fire. And I did, I believe, replace the Demonsmith Sorcerer of Metal, did I not? At least I got one. I'm not 100% sure whether I actually managed to replace you. You have the 2 level 10 fire units, which are too weak. You have a level 17. Yeah, we need a better one. A higher rank one, I mean. So we'll have to do a Lure of Metal as well. Except, we need to start it all the way over here. It's fairly far. What do we have again? Extravagance, so the cooldown and effect duration, which ain't bad. Alright, let's just do this guy. I'm too lazy to wait for the really strong sort of fire lore and metal lore guys. Great Taurus Bale Taurus for you, and start moving out this way. Let's double check the fire lore, as long as it's something serviceable. I don't like controlling. Infernal Guard don't need leadership, that's the thing. It's just not that useful. Alrighty, next up, Tech Thief. You're a level 4 Tech Thief, but you do have the much-needed Exiled, so you're gonna keep doing what you're doing, and I should have done your points first. My bad. Well, he failed, but at least he didn't die. Ooh, hello, if it isn't Serena Catherine. Perhaps Astrogoth's debut battle will be against the Ice Queen, and that would be solid. Tech Thief, next up, you have to find another place to Tech Thief from, because you succeeded at Black Crag. You're gonna head towards... I think Iron Rock. It's actually pretty easy to jump between these places, but there's already a Tech Thief up there. Go to Iron Rock. Alrighty, and then you are going to go to Valea's Sorrow. Seems like a decent success chance. Alright, everybody's gaining mounts, and you actually shouldn't have a mount at all, and you should have a skill. Let's go Hinder Replenishment. Alrighty, ooh. We actually do have finally a use for Hinder Replenishment. We could annoy Imric by preventing him from healing, or we could have, I guess, but whatever. Alright, Tech Thief, keep stealing. Good. Any other Tech Thieves remaining this time around? One more here. No, okay, wow, more Tech Thieves. All the Tech Thieves in the world. Wait, are you still debuffed? Nope. You're good. Hey, a success. Should I level you? You are level 9. You're one short. Alright, that's fine. fine at level 9. Alright, tech thieves. There are more of you. You have to move out here, and maybe you can find who Zhat Nagash's are for us, and then you... I assume you succeeded here? No, you did not, meaning you try again. And you failed again, okay. Double failure. At least one of them succeeded. But once again, our research is actually fine right now, so we shall soon no longer need these guys at all. Alright, who's up next? I believe that was it for the heroes, so now, unless I've forgotten something, which I don't believe I have, just Diplo money spending, which we've already spent some of, and then we go next turn and see if Ungrim fights us. Alrighty, so, the Drowned. You are not, to be fair, fighting Nagaron right now. I wonder how they feel about you. Oh, they're pretty okay with you.
Artisan of pain.
Cult of Pleasure wants to trade, but I'm pretty sure they're dead. I mean, I guess we could temporarily trade with them just for the cash. Free cash is free cash after all. How about Nagaron? Minus 3.1. Oh. It's not as unlikely as I thought it would be. They want 24k, which is I'm a little bit unwilling. But the only ones we can declare war on are... not great. I wonder how many turns it would take for this to pay for itself. Because it's not going to be 1100. It'll probably be closer to 2000. And... some 12 turns it would pay for itself. Still a lot of cash, though. And we would be funding this guy, which I'm not super happy about. But it might make him friendly enough with us to be a permanent ally. You know what? I think we're just gonna do it. I've never seen it climb this high, so 25k, even though it's a lot, do it. And 2.6k, yeah, actually it'll pay for itself fairly quickly. Once again, we're a trade faction, so we get a lot of mileage out of this. And let's just do Cult of Pleasure as well, non-aggression pact for now.
Which you have little. Such delights.
Finally, time for a little bit of admin, or not. Well, that's not true. It's always time for a little bit of admin, but no, we're ignoring these guys by and large. We could do Subtle Torture, actually. You know what, let's do Subtle Torture. How do they feel about the demons here? No, they're okay. I don't think we're going to do any of this, though. Just take their money. Mostly because they're fighting the Decadent Host. Whichever one of those survives, we'll probably do some stuff with Slaaneshi Eagle. Because they're both Slaaneshi factions. Let's see. Otherwise, I think we're okay, other than the Drowned and the potential non-aggression pact with you. And there we go. At least with all of that, we've gained some of the money that we spent back, so that's nice. Alrighty, rest of the buildings. Once again, we're going to start from the bottom. And we got only one turn left of the Confederation debuff, which means our public order and our labor economy will be fixing itself shortly. Alrighty, Eastern Badlands, Spite Peak, yes to defenses, a yes to upgrade. Broken Teeth, can we build the thing? We cannot, but we will be able to build it eventually. Raw materials, 50 per turn, it's really not that much. Oh wow, campaign movement range for all armies, though. That is quite nice. In fact, also before I forget, the Bone Gulch, Graves of the Dragons, plus 10, I assume percent physical resistant for Taurus units. It doesn't actually say, but I assume that's what it means, because it would be silly otherwise. Let's also build defenses here. Alrighty, and wow, we are running out of money very, very quickly this time around. Also, Ashridge Mountains, let's go for the gold panners, I guess. And Bitter Bay. Well, we'll need to upgrade you, so either way we're going to go Gunsmith, and we're going to go Production Plant, and we're going to go Port, and then we're going to go the Special Landmark Building afterwards. Help It we can probably ignore until the Architects are up and running. Jungles of Qian, yes, get the Altar of Fire. Cursed City. Yes, 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 and yes. I'm not even going to bother reading those, just to try to go as fast as we can here. Fortress of Vorag. Yes to the Demon Smithy because of capacity. What can we get here? Well, let's go Donation Barrel if nothing else. We could go for the patrol routes, but honestly, it probably isn't as critical in this place. Let's go for... well, there will be 2 factories. Just go for the Incinerator. And then we could either go Ash level or one of these, but you know what? Maybe this place should be giving us some other stuff. You know, I'll just hold off on the rest. I might build another Temple of Hashut. It would be nice to be able to take 2 provinces at tier 5 per turn rather than just the 1, you know? Alright, anyway. Scalded Delta, we have a little bit of raw material remaining. Not much, mind you, but enough to be worth looking into and spending on, but not from this place. Red Fortress, not so much here as well. Non-Chang, this is too expensive. Dai Chang, yes. Desolation of Asgore, yes, and yes to you. Bone Road, let's go for that Watchtower. Goromadni Mountains. Alright, a little bit of raw material left. Let's go Temple of Heimkel. Frozen Landing. Factory. Factory. Cannot build the iron, but we can build the gunsmith, and we can build the gunsmith. Alrighty, Mount Lee, yes to the money. We have the obsidian up and running now. Do we need a Cinerite? No, this place is an outpost location, so no. It does have the public order, so I guess it's Ziggurat Tenements time. Eastern Colonies, yes to the Tier 5 port always, and that's it. That is all the money that we have. Though the Tower of Stars, I guess, should probably build a defensive structure. We can't afford that either. All the money has been taken. Military convoys, just to double check, 3 turns, okay. Just gotta make sure that we have heroes ready for when we're good to go. Next up, skip, Lord Not Moved, and the turn. And let's see if Kugath attacks us. Oh, he can't actually move close. Well, he can't attack us this turn, but if he moves here, we can attack him, so it should make no difference. And I didn't do anything with labor, but I think our labor was okay. Oh, there's also Ungrim. Ungrim might attack. Kugath, will you strike? Well, you won't strike there, but there is this. I think we're going to fight this cinematically just because I want to see the... Which lore are you? You're the fire lore, eh? Yeah, alright. Okay, so here's the thing. We can't bring down the Bilious Thunderguff with what we have. It's impossible. But we could kill a lot of Nurglings with what we have, so we should try to do so. Here we go. Alrighty, let's see what we can do about all this. Now, on the one hand, we are obviously heavily disadvantaged, but on the other hand, and I hadn't realized this when we were starting the battle, is that this is a factory, so we do have a minor settlement battle. We really have not had a lot of minor settlement battles where we were on the defensive throughout this campaign so far, have we? It's been very light on it, but to be fair, we are fortifying the western edge of the Darklands specifically for the purpose of having more of the, well, actually to defend against the endgame scenario, but because we will probably have to defend in the future in a similar manner. Now, we do have a couple of advantages. The explosive tower that we have built and will be firing on all of these Nurglings as best that it can. Huh, is it launching like, is it launching Demolisher rockets? What's it firing? Just out of curiosity. Fire again, please. Man, this thing takes a while to fire, doesn't it? I sped it back up to normal. Yeah, it looks like the same kind of ammunition that the Deathshriek rocket fires. Looks very neat, though. Alrighty. Anyway, the other thing that we have going for us is all of our bound abilities, our army-bound abilities, that we have that we will need to make as best use of as we can. Gonna get a fireball off on the Bilious Thunderguff here just to try to do a little bit of damage, but at about 380, a little bit less of damage, it's really not that much. I mean, it's also a very cheap ability. Maybe we'll use it again, and we shall see, but maybe it's better off to save mana instead for piercing bolts of burning, or possibly a flamestorm if we can find a good opportunity to use it. Anyway, we've left a single unit of hobgoblins here at the top of the ramp, and this is where we're going to commit a decent amount of our magics just to try to hold the rest of the enemies, namely the Bilious Thunderguff here. We have put our units of Dwarf Warriors to the sides like this, while all 3 of our range units are essentially going to fire at the enemy as they move up the ramp, essentially creating a kill zone while the enemy gets trapped between the 2 units of Dwarf Warriors here. At least that's the plan. We'll see if it survives contact with the enemy. Anyway, here comes this massive number of Nurglings, 4 units of Nurglings and 1 unit of Plague Bears, though they are getting hit by that tower. And it is a tier 3 tower. It's certainly not enough. Looks like we also fired into our own units there from our Temp Lord. The Lord does have a fairly decent mastery of magics, though. We leveled him up to do so. We're going to start this off by weakening them and by firing on them. There's that flame and shadow, or shadow and flame, followed by the piercing bolts of burning as well. Getting ready, and there it is, all over them. Alright, that's a pretty decent amount of fire on the enemy. How are we looking here? One unit of Nurglings is just about ready to melt. It's wavering, and it does look like our Hobgoblin Cutthroats are holding for now, though they haven't technically engaged with the Plague Bearers. In the meantime, on the other side, the bilious Thunderguff has arrived, and our Lord isn't here to help out, though it is taking quite a lot of damage from our Chaos Dwarf Blunderbusses and 2 units of Hobgoblin Archers. I was certainly expecting the Blunderbusses to do a decent amount of damage to it, but this is far more than I was expecting. Alright, and the Giant is picking up those Chaos Dwarf Warriors that we were using to distract it, but it looks like it's down to about 10% HP, and another volley from the Blunderbusses should force it to rout. And down goes the Thunderguff, crushing a few of our Chaos Dwarf Warriors, and hopefully at least a few of the enemy Nurglings as well. Now that's a major threat off the field, and now we're going to switch all of our range units to firing on those Rotflies instead. We lucked out here a little bit by virtue of the Rotflies not landing on our ranged units, but instead deciding to go after the Chaos Dwarf Warriors, so we should be able to kill them in range. Otherwise, our Hobgoblin Cutthroats still holding, mostly by virtue of, well, A, the Nurglings don't do a lot of damage, and B, that spell work really did help out. That said, the battle is far from over. There are more Plague Bearers and Nurglings moving onto the field, a unit of Exalted Plague Bearers, as well as the enemy Lord himself that we will have to deal with, hopefully after everything else here is dead. The balance of power is still roughly even, I'd say tiny sliver of a bit in the enemy's favor still. Now hopefully after these guys are gone, that will change. Man, I feel like a lot of the really fun battles so far have been with these tiny little battles. The caravans, this little defense. It's quite lovely. Actually, kind of similar to my Vlad von Karstein and Isabella campaign, where a lot of the minor defenses, and there were and now going back to that, remembering that campaign, there were a lot of these battles in that particular campaign. Lots of minor settlement defenses with massive numbers of zombies and skeletons. But yeah, those are pretty fun as well. One of the reasons I love the vampire counts. Alrighty, well, it looks like the Plague Bearers over on this side are pretty much done for and should be finished off soon, and not in a good way. Looks like these Plague Bearers are still holding on, but the tower should, over time, whittle them down. Over on this side, we have summoned our Kadai to get in the way of the Exalted Plague Bearers, and I do mean get in the way, as in we just need to distract them long enough for our Blunderbusses to come up and start firing at said Plague Bearers. These are summoned units after all, plus while the Kadai are there, we can also not only drop blunderbuss shots, but also another flame and shadow on them as well. There we go. Looks like the Exalted Plague Bearers are at about half HP, though it also looks like our units of Kadai are melting, and thus it is the time to use the last of our mana, or mostly last of our mana, to get a Flame Storm on the field. It does look like while the enemy Plague Bearers are trapped, the enemy Lord does break through or out of the Fire Tornado and rushes our Blunderbusses. Probably a good move, as otherwise they would have killed him, but our own Lord will drop down and prevent him from doing too much. Here come the Hobgoblin Cutthroats to surround and distract him as well, while the Blunderbusses move away and go after the Nurglings. Though, by the looks of it, we won't have to go after them too hard, as the battle is just about over. The enemy Lord is terrified. Man, I have a hard time imagining Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Nurgle just being terrified. Man, I didn't even have the opportunity to make use of the Dreadquake Mortar Barrage. I was saving it for when these guys eventually broke through this one unit of Hobgoblin Cutthroats, but these guys absolutely heroically held off 5 units while the tower and our magics destroyed them, and we never even ended up needing said barrage. And it looks like that's that. The battle is ours, and this, I think, was the last hurrah of the Poxmakers of Nurgle. Yeah, they still have Kugath's army, but but the Dragon Isles with this have fallen. This was their last chance to reclaim something here before we could do anything about it. Absolutely fantastic, heroic victory, and well done to our randomly summoned lord and that little unit of hobgobbos. No wonder they're the at the top of the totem pole of the units that we are, or the factions that we are contemptuous of. Alright, I gotta say that did not turn out anything like I thought it was going to turn out, but, well, once again, you'd think I'd stop underestimating blunderbusses, but, well, yeah, they are showing to be continuing to be ridiculous as they brought down that Thunderguff without too much trouble, and of course the ability to summon lords with a very high level, and their mastery of magics certainly makes it easy to take slow-moving, vulnerable armies out, like this one. We can get the money is actually more worth it this time around. Interesting. Alright, ransom captives it is, and that lord should be done for. A nice little battle. Certainly a nice change of pace from the ones that we've had recently, generally speaking. Even if it wasn't too difficult of a one. I feel a little bit bad about Kugath, but hey, if he wasn't, if he wasn't willing to be our vassal for whatever reason, it's not actually possible to vassalize them, which is a little bit odd, because you'd think that the Chaos Dwarfs, with their knowledge of demon binding, should be able to vassalize Chaos factions. Unit of Man-Eaters for Ragnapasha's convoy? I don't see why not. It's only 1,000 treasury. Meaningless to us at this point in time, and you... Oh. Is Kugath... Oh, he didn't move close enough. Kugath, come on, come on. Oh, well. You, my friend, are no longer needed. Oh, wait, did this guy... Can you guys both die, please? Thank you. Auto-resolve that. I don't believe that should damage us at all. Another Banner of Eternal Flame. Very nice. We will certainly pick that up. A Lamasu for a Tech Thief. I'll deal with that eventually. Someday, some way, I'll deal with it. You stay in our own territory so that you can heal up to full, and then it looks like we'll be heading out to the Dragonfang Mount next turn. Hopefully we can actually reach it, but by the looks of it, we can. It also means that we don't need you guys at all. I also believe... Wait. Do you need a Banner of Eternal Flame? I mean, yeah, you could use it. A lot of your damage is sort of fire adjacent. Actually, you don't do a lot of fire damage. I lied. And we do, however, have the Demonsmith Sorcerer of Fire. I'll think about it. Might switch it out to another army. Also, I guess we summoned you for nothing because you're not needed at all. Oh, Barrow Legion destroyed. That's unfortunate. Mostly unfortunate because I kind of wanted to fight them ourselves, but since that's not going to happen, oh well. Then, Troop Train, you are going to transfer the stuff that needs to go to... There we go. To Scaff here, and then you're going to move down here. Did I not delete you? No, I did not. What are you again? You're vengeful, eh? I might bring this guy back. I'm kind of attached to him after that little battle, but maybe later. Anyway, you are going to join up. Troop Train, you can start moving back to where you came from, as you will be an Overseer. Unless, wait, do you need to transfer troops? Yeah, you're a Sorcerer Prophet, so we'll need to transfer your troops to an actual Overseer to follow Yobaz around, but that we can do. Well, 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 if it isn't Dickie Dick himself. For those watching the Croc-Gar campaign, and those not, I do recommend it. It's a pretty darn good one. Dickie Dick is one of the heroes of the campaign. And he is appropriately named for it. Anyway, you guys go up here, and I thought that we'd run into Thorak a little bit earlier, but apparently not. What's the likelihood of you succeeding at this? Fairly low, but your chance of getting wounded is also fairly low, so give it a try. I don't know if you succeeded. You did not succeed, but it's okay. You can just go for other territories afterwards. And I still don't see Thorak. You're not fighting Thorak, are you? Oh, he is fighting Thorak. Thorak is getting wrecked by the last defenders. Well, he'll soon be getting wrecked by us as well, so, yeah, no. Anyway, I guess, Zhatan, you are going to the coastline, and you're gonna land at the closest place in next turn, I guess. and we'll start on the last defenders after that. However, that's going to have to wait until next time, as I am going to call this episode... Is this a free Mysterious Island? Yes, it is. We'll be grabbing that as well. Anyway, that's going to have to wait till next time. As Zhatan hits the coast, we shall probably also be taking out Kugath and destroying his faction for good. Looks like Ungrim was too cowardly to attack Thrunbaj Unzaled in the field, which is a little bit disappointing, considering he had a very decent chance of defeating him. I mean, this is a strong army. He's got Giant Slayers and stuff, but since he did not, it means he will have to contend with Gorth the Cruel, as well as Thrunbaj, and I just don't see him winning that. We'll take this battle whenever we please, I guess. Anyway, ending it here, more Zhatan to come as more battles move up to our, well, since our front lines moved up, so stay tuned for all of those. Don't forget to leave a like and comment. All glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.